Caribbean Sea. Venezuelan cargo vessel Estrella del Mar conducting suspicious voyage. Flagged Caracas. Displacement, 4,200 tons. Length, 312 feet. Crew, 31. Departed Venezuela. Destination declared, Haiti. Cargo manifest, humanitarian supplies. Medical equipment, food aid, construction materials. Everything legitimate, or so appeared. United States Coast Guard cutter Hamilton. WMSL 753. Legend class national security cutter. Displacement, 4,500 tons. Length, 418 feet. Crew, 148. Conducting counter-narcotics patrol. Standard operations. Commander Lisa Martinez commanded. 17 years Coast Guard experience. Multiple interdictions. Professional instincts. She received intelligence. Estrella del Mar. Suspicious vessel. Possible narcotics. Requires inspection. At 2:47 p.m. local time, Hamilton positioned for intercept. Standard procedures. Professional approach. Transmitted. Venezuelan vessel Estrella del Mar, United States Coast Guard. International waters. Request permission maritime safety inspection. Response immediate. Unexpected. Panicked. Captain Eduardo Ramirez transmitted. Coast Guard, we cannot stop. Engine problems, navigation difficulties. Cannot receive boarding. Excuse, suspicious. Behavior, evasive. Commander Martinez ordered warning shots. 50 caliber machine gun. Ahead of vessel's bow. Standard escalation. International protocol. The round splashed, 200 yards ahead. Clear warning. Venezuelan response. Shocking. Crew abandoned ship. Immediately, lifeboats deployed. Emergency departure. All 31 crew, abandoning vessel. Without fight. Without negotiation. Just panic. Escape. Commander Martinez observed. Crew abandoning. No distress, no damage. Just fleeing. Something wrong. Cargo, not narcotics. Something worse. What boarding team found shocked command, changed everything. This is what happens when smugglers panic and reveal cargo more dangerous than drugs. USCGC Hamilton. Legend-class national security cutter. Commander Lisa Martinez assessed situation. Venezuelan vessel, drifting. Crew, departed lifeboats. Ship, abandoned. Empty, floating. Cargo, unknown. But crew reaction, extreme. Warning shots, standard procedure. Abandoning ship, not standard. Something aboard. Terrifying crew more than arrest. She ordered. Launch boarding team. Full protective gear. Hazmat protocols. Unknown cargo. Extreme caution. This is not routine interdiction. Venezuelan Captain Eduardo Ramirez commanded evacuation. His crew, 31 men. Cargo knowledge, complete. What loaded, known exactly. Consequences if discovered, catastrophic. Not just arrest, not just imprisonment. International charges, war crimes, terrorism. When Coast Guard warning shots fired, decision instant. Abandon ship, escape, leave evidence, hope survival. He transmitted encrypted to Venezuelan naval operations. Mission failed, Coast Guard intercepted, crew evacuated. Cargo, aboard abandoned vessel, containment impossible. International incident imminent. Operations response, silence, no guidance, no support, just abandonment. Political distance, official denial preparation. Which cargo justifies immediate ship abandonment over arrest? A. Narcotics. B. Weapons. C. Weapons of mass destruction. At 2:53 p.m., Coast Guard boarding team prepared. 8-person leadette. Law enforcement detachment. Plus 4 Navy EOD specialists. Explosive ordnance disposal. Hazmat suits available. Chemical detection equipment. Radiation monitors. Complete protective capability. Team leader Lieutenant Commander Marcus Rodriguez. 15 years Coast Guard. Hundreds boardings. Never crew abandonment after warning shots. Something extraordinary aboard. He briefed team. Crew abandoned immediately. Assess extreme danger. Chemical weapons possible. Biological agents possible. Radiological materials possible. Full protective protocols. Document everything. Stay with me. What happened in next 2 hours, 43 minutes became cargo discovery operation revealing Venezuelan smuggling operation beyond narcotics into strategic weapons that shocked international community. At 3:07 p.m., boarding team approached Estrella del Mar. RHIB alongside. Ship, drifting, silent, no crew, abandoned. Boarding ladder deployed, team ascended, weapons ready, protective equipment prepared. Ship deck, empty, no resistance, no crew, just eerie silence, abandoned vessel. Lieutenant Commander Rodriguez transmitted, Hamilton, Lee dead aboard, vessel abandoned, no crew present, commencing inspection, cargo hold access. This is where Navy Wire brings you inside dangerous cargo inspection operations, where abandoned vessels hide strategic weapons, where crew panic reveals extraordinary smuggling, where boarding teams discover threats beyond narcotics, superior training, superior equipment, superior courage. Forward cargo hold opened. First observation, containers, standard 20-foot shipping containers, 6 units, markings, humanitarian supplies, medical aid, UN relief symbols, everything indicating legitimate cargo. But Lieutenant Commander Rodriguez, suspicious. Crews don't abandon for medicine. He ordered, open first container, chemical detection active, radiation monitoring, full protective stance. First container door opened, interior revealed, not medical supplies, not humanitarian aid, wooden crates, military stenciling, Cyrillic markings, Russian origin. Lieutenant Commander Rodriguez photographed everything, approached first crate, crowbar applied, wood splintering, top removed, interior, packed munitions, but not conventional, chemical artillery shells, 122 mm, Soviet era, 50 rounds per crate. Markings indicated sarin nerve agent, chemical weapons, deadly, outlawed, strategic threat. Lieutenant Commander Rodriguez transmitted, Hamilton, Leadet, chemical weapons discovered, Soviet artillery shells, sarin agent marked, assess 50 rounds first crate, multiple crates present, request immediate CBRN support. Commander Martinez responded, Leadet, chemical weapons, confirm. Rodriguez, confirmed. Markings indicate nerve agent, multiple crates, full cargo assessment required. This is WMD interdiction. How many chemical weapons constitute international incident? A. 10 weapons. B. 50 weapons. C. Any amount triggers protocols. Answer at the end. Commander Martinez coordinated massive response. Chemical weapons discovered. Weapons of mass destruction. International crisis. She transmitted, 4th Fleet, Hamilton, Venezuelan vessel abandoned, chemical weapons aboard, Soviet sarin artillery shells, multiple crates, request immediate support, CBRN specialists, FBI WMD, DHS, international notification. Response, comprehensive mobilization, additional cutters dispatched, Navy EOD deploying, FBI Weapons of Mass Destruction Directorate alerted, Department of Homeland Security coordinating, Department of Defense notified, White House Situation Room briefed, international crisis developing. If you believe chemical weapons smuggling is terrorism requiring maximum response, type Navy Wire in the comments. At 3:34 p.m., boarding team continued inspection. Second container opened. More crates, different markings, Chinese characters, modern weapons, HJ-12 anti-tank missiles, Red Arrow 12, advanced systems, fire and forget, 24 launchers, complete systems, strategic weapons. Third container, surface-to-air missiles, Chinese QW-18 MANPADS, shoulder fired, 16 systems, aircraft threat, terrorist weapon. Fourth container, Venezuelan surprise, biological research materials, laboratory equipment, strain samples labeled, hemorrhagic fever, plague variants, anthrax spores, biological weapons components, Venezuelan bioweapons program materials. Lieutenant Commander Rodriguez transmitted, Hamilton, cargo assessment catastrophic, chemical weapons, Soviet sarin shells, estimated 300 rounds, anti-tank missiles, Chinese HJ-12, 24 systems, MANPADS, QW-18, 16 systems. Biological materials, disease samples, weaponization equipment. This is strategic weapons cache. International terrorism. WMD proliferation. Complete crisis. What would you have done if boarding abandoned ship discovering WMD cargo? Comment your tactical decision below. Commander Martinez absorbed report. Not narcotics, not conventional weapons. Weapons of mass destruction, chemical, biological, advanced missiles, Venezuelan vessel, abandoned in international waters. Crew, fled. Cargo, catastrophic. She transmitted, 4th Fleet, Hamilton, confirmed WMD cache, chemical weapons, 300 sarin shells, biological materials, weaponization capability, advanced missiles, 40 systems, vessel, Venezuelan flagged, crew, abandoned, international incident, maximum level, request presidential notification. At 4:17 p.m., additional assets arrived. USCGC James, WMSL 754, 2nd Legend Class Cutter, plus USS McFall, DDG-74, Arleigh Burke Destroyer, Navy EOD Team, 12 specialists, FBI WMD agents, 8 personnel, CDC Biological Threat Team, 6 scientists, CBRN specialists, 14 technicians, combined, 40 personnel, coordinated response, professional expertise, dangerous cargo, requiring comprehensive assessment, specialized equipment deployed, chemical detection, advanced sensors, biological containment, level 4 protocols, weapons documentation, complete photography. At 5:23 p.m., comprehensive assessment completed, total cargo inventory, 300 Soviet sarin artillery shells, 24 Chinese HJ-12 anti-tank missiles, 16 QW-18 MANPADS, biological samples, 47 vials, hemorrhagic fever, plague, anthrax, laboratory equipment, complete weaponization capability. Estimated street value, irrelevant. Strategic value, catastrophic. If distributed, chemical attacks possible. Biological terrorism, enabled. Advanced missiles, aircraft threatened. Armored vehicles, vulnerable. Venezuelan weapons cache, enough to destabilize region. Threaten nations, enable terrorism. Commander Martinez coordinated security. Estrella del Mar, under armed guard. 3 Coast Guard cutters surrounding. 1 Navy destroyer. Complete isolation. No vessels approaching. Cargo, secured. Specialists, working. Documentation, comprehensive. Evidence, preserved. Venezuelan crew, detained separately. 31 personnel, captured in lifeboats. All facing federal charges. WMD trafficking, terrorism, international smuggling, conspiracy, mandatory minimums, life imprisonment. Captain Ramirez, special charges, commanding WMD smuggling operation, death penalty possible. Tactical assessment revealed Venezuelan strategic horror, smuggle weapons of mass destruction, chemical weapons, Soviet sarin shells, biological agents, disease samples, advanced missiles, Chinese systems, destination, unclear, distribution, terrorist groups probable, Venezuelan military, state sponsor confirmed, international law, violated comprehensively, crew abandoned, revealed guilt, panic reaction, exposed cargo, single warning shots, triggered complete operation collapse, WMD interdiction, prevented catastrophic distribution. Quantity or quality in WMD interdiction? Comment Q for quantity or L for quality. USCGC Hamilton demonstrated Legend-class interdiction capability. Standard counter-narcotics patrol, discovered WMD cache. Warning shots, triggered crew panic. Professional boarding, discovered weapons. Commander Martinez, coordinated massive response. Against WMD smuggling, completely effective. Detection through interdiction, prevented catastrophic distribution. This is Coast Guard excellence. Professional operations, strategic impact. Venezuelan WMD, never reaching destination. Navy EOD specialists proved essential assessment capability. Chemical weapons, safely identified. Biological materials, properly contained. Advanced missiles, documented completely. Against WMD cache, expert analysis. Professional handling, 0 accidents. These specialists trained extensively. Equipment, comprehensive. Capability, life-saving. Venezuelan weapons, secured through expertise. FBI WMD Directorate provided investigation leadership. Terrorism connections, investigated. Distribution networks, analyzed. Venezuelan military, implicated. International coordination, facilitated. Against WMD proliferation, essential investigation. Evidence, preserved legally. Prosecutions, enabled. International charges, prepared. Venezuelan smuggling, exposed comprehensively. CDC Biological Threat Team demonstrated disease containment expertise. Hemorrhagic fever samples, properly secured. Plague variants, safely contained. Anthrax spores, expertly handled. Against biological weapons, critical capability. Level 4 protocols, preventing exposure. Professional containment, ensuring safety. Venezuelan bioweapons, neutralized through expertise. CBRN specialists proved comprehensive threat assessment capability. Chemical, evaluated completely. Biological, assessed thoroughly. Radiological, monitored, none found. Nuclear, excluded. Against WMD cache, complete analysis. Professional documentation, strategic intelligence, gathered. International community, informed comprehensively. Which technology dominates 2030 WMD interdiction? AI detection, enhanced humans, or multi-agency coordination? Comment your prediction. Venezuelan government response was international embarrassment. Official statements claimed, rogue operation, captain unauthorized, government uninvolved. But evidence contradicted. Military weapons, state procurement, chemical shells, military stockpile, biological samples, government laboratory, official coordination, required, no rogue operation, state-sponsored smuggling, strategic weapons, government supplied, international community, unconvinced, sanctions, immediate, diplomatic isolation, complete, war crimes investigation, initiated. American diplomatic response was international law emphasis with evidence presentation. WMD interdiction, prevented catastrophe, chemical weapons, photographed, biological agents, documented, advanced missiles, confirmed, Venezuelan crew, captured, evidence, overwhelming, international law, violated, Geneva Protocol, chemical weapons banned, Biological Weapons Convention, agents prohibited, Arms Trade Treaty, advanced missiles regulated, Venezuelan government, comprehensive violations, United Nations Security Council, emergency session, international condemnation, unanimous. Regional allies supported American action completely. Colombia condemned WMD smuggling. Panama backed interdiction. Caribbean nations supported response. Ecuador enhanced cooperation. When Venezuela smuggles chemical and biological weapons, region responds with unified condemnation. Security cooperation expanded. Intelligence sharing enhanced. Inspection protocols strengthened. Strategic partnership validated through WMD prevention. Congressional response was Coast Guard capability validation and funding increase. WMD interdiction prevented catastrophe. Legend-class cutters proven essential. LEDET training validated completely. Multi-agency coordination demonstrated effective. Chemical weapons secured. Biological agents contained. Advanced missiles seized. 300 sarin shells never distributed. 47 disease samples never weaponized. 40 missiles never deployed. Coast Guard funding increased substantially. Additional cutters authorized. CBRN training expanded. Equipment upgraded. July 12th justified massive investment through catastrophic threat prevention. The 31 Venezuelan crew faced extraordinary prosecution. Captain Ramirez, WMD trafficking, death penalty considered. Officers, terrorism charges, life imprisonment minimum. Crew, conspiracy, mandatory decades. All detained federal custody. International charges, pending. War crimes, investigated. Evidence, overwhelming. Photographs, documented. Testimony, obtained. Professional futures, destroyed. Lives, imprisoned. Families, shamed. Single smuggling voyage, comprehensive personal catastrophe. WMD trafficking, terminal consequences. International maritime security community analyzed comprehensively. Venezuelan WMD smuggling, state-sponsored terrorism, chemical weapons, Soviet origin, biological agents, Venezuelan government, advanced missiles, Chinese supply, interdiction, crew panic, warning shots, triggered abandonment, professional boarding, discovered cash, multi-agency response, secured weapons. This became primary case study. WMD interdiction doctrine, CBRN protocols, international cooperation, maritime security. Venezuelan operation educated global community through spectacular prevention. Venezuelan biological weapons program faced international exposure. Disease samples, confirmed weaponization intent, laboratory equipment, complete capability, hemorrhagic fever, deliberate cultivation, plague, intentional maintenance, anthrax, weaponization preparation, international investigation, demanded, biological weapons convention, enforcement, Venezuelan government, comprehensive scrutiny, program, exposed internationally, strategic capability, eliminated through interdiction. Soviet chemical weapons, traced, 300 sarin shells, verified origin, Russian stockpile, source confirmed, Venezuela, procurement investigated, black market, supply chain, international trafficking, exposed, chemical weapons convention, enforcement triggered, Venezuelan military, implicated, Soviet-era weapons, eliminated from circulation, proliferation, prevented. Chinese missile supply, investigated, HJ-12 and QW-18, confirmed origin, export licenses, examined, Venezuelan procurement, questioned, arms control, violations assessed, China, diplomatic pressure, export controls, enhanced, Venezuelan military cooperation, scrutinized, advanced weapons, never reaching terrorists. Was this Operation WMD interdiction, terrorism prevention, or strategic seizure? Leave your analysis in the comments, and while you're there, tell us. What interdiction operations should Navy Wire cover next? Your engagement shapes our content. Your support makes this possible. To smugglers, understand that transporting WMD guarantees maximum prosecution. Venezuelan crew learned. Chemical weapons, 300 sarin shells. Biological agents, 47 samples. Advanced missiles, 40 systems. Warning shots, triggered panic, ship abandoned. Cargo, discovered. WMD cash, seized. Crew, life imprisonment. This is guaranteed outcome. Coast Guard, professional. Response, overwhelming. WMD trafficking, terminal consequences. Don't smuggle weapons of mass destruction. Don't threaten international security. Don't test interdiction capabilities. To boarding teams, understand that Lieutenant Commander Rodriguez and Lidet showed exceptional courage. Unknown cargo, approached professionally. WMD discovered, handled expertly. Multi-agency response, coordinated perfectly. Evidence, preserved completely. This is boarding excellence. This is professional courage. When facing unknown threats, maintain protocols. When discovering WMD, coordinate specialists. When securing weapons, document comprehensively. July 12th proved boarding works. Courage matters. Professionalism saves lives. Caribbean Sea remains counter-narcotics patrol area, but WMD threats detected. Chemical weapons interdicted. Biological agents seized. When Venezuela smuggles strategic weapons, Coast Guard response comprehensive. Multi-agency coordination overwhelming. International cooperation unprecedented. Venezuelan WMD prevented distribution. Regional security maintained. Allied interdiction cooperation increased exponentially. Colombia enhanced maritime security. Panama committed inspection protocols. Caribbean nations, expanded operations. When WMD cache discovered on Venezuelan vessel, region responds with comprehensive security enhancement. Training, coordinated. Equipment, shared. Intelligence, fused. Strategic capability, distributed regionally. If you made it this far, you understand what WMD interdiction requires. You've witnessed crew abandonment. You've seen weapons discovery. You've learned why chemical and biological weapons require maximum response. This is Navy Wire, where we break down interdiction operations, where WMD threats get serious analysis, where multi-agency response is explained, where catastrophic prevention is celebrated. Subscribe now. Join our community of serious maritime analysts. Hit notification bell so you never miss interdiction coverage. Support this channel by hitting like button immediately. Share this video with someone needing to understand WMD threats. Comment your thoughts on weapons interdiction. Your engagement helps us grow. Your support enables detailed analysis. Your passion drives this channel forward. Build Navy Wire community with us. 3 final questions. Which threat most serious? Which agency most critical? What interdiction operation should we analyze next? Drop answers below. Debate, discuss, engage. Your comments shape future content. Quiz answer. Any amount triggers protocols. Even single chemical weapon or biological sample requires full WMD response protocols, including CBRN specialists, FBI involvement, international notification, and comprehensive evidence preservation, demonstrating that WMD threats never treated as routine regardless of quantity. The ocean prevents catastrophe. Venezuelan vessel conducting suspicious voyage. Estrella del Mar. Warning shots fired. Standard procedure. Crew response. Abandoned ship. Immediate panic. 31 personnel. Fled. Lifeboats deployed. Vessel empty. Boarding team. Discovered cargo. Chemical weapons. 300 Soviet sarin shells. Biological agents. 47 disease samples. Advanced missiles. 40 Chinese systems. WMD cache. Strategic threat. Terrorist capability. Regional catastrophe. Prevented. Multi-agency response. Comprehensive. Evidence. Documented. Crew. Captured. Weapons. Secured. Distribution. Prevented. This is WMD interdiction. This is catastrophic prevention. This is international security. July 12th proved absolutely. Chemical weapons seized. Biological agents contained. Advanced missiles secured. Venezuelan smuggling prevented. Definitively. Professionally. Comprehensively. Subscribe to Navy Wire, where we analyze interdiction operations demonstrating American WMD prevention superiority, where chemical weapons interdiction receives tactical breakdown, where multi-agency response gets serious analysis, where catastrophic prevention is explained and celebrated, where international security is recognized completely. This is Navy Wire. This is WMD interdiction reality. This is your community. Welcome aboard.